Dragon Ball Sparking Zero just released, and if you're an anime fighting game fan such as myself, you probably already know if this game will interest you or not. But for everyone who is still undecided, here's a few things that might catch your attention. For starters, there's a lot of new characters that we have never seen before, such as Jiren, Beerus, Whis, Ribian, and many other characters from different universes. Additionally, there are also alternative timelines where it's no longer the same Dragon Ball story over and over again that we have been watching continuously since we were kids. The clip you are currently seeing on your screen is a what if scenario. This is a scenario where Goku lives when he teams with Piccolo to fight against Raditz when Raditz invades Earth. We're actually able to see that Goku ends up surviving instead of dying to Piccolo's special beam cannon. And this is just one of the many what if scenarios that Sparking Zero has in store for us. It's going to be amazing to both watch and experience what happens in this timeline instead of what we're used to experiencing in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Additionally to the what if scenarios, there are also what if battles. So we might finally be able to see what happens if Beerus and Jiren were to fight in, let's say, the Tournament of Power, or other comedic fights such as maybe Hercule versus Super Broly, and so on. And honestly, I am excited to see all the bizarre new features that they're adding to Sparking Zero. On top of that, there's also been a long, dreadful wait since the last Budokai Tenkaichi game, which was released over 17 years ago. That being Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And honestly, after playing this game myself, it really does feel like the future of gaming. But with that being said, I'm going to break down some of the core mechanics of the game as simply as I can to help give you guys a head start. If you want to learn more about Sparking Zero or any other fighting game such as Dragon Ball FighterZ, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel or come to my Twitch where you can catch me live at twitch.tv/whatdanieldo. And let me know what you want to learn more so that I can direct my focus on my channel moving forward. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is an arena anime fighter similarly to the Naruto Storm series, and one of the main goals is to get the opponent health down to zero before they themselves can get your health down to zero. But where do we begin if you're learning the game for the first time or learning a new character from scratch? Well, a simple way to do this is by creating a checklist of the things that might be important to learn and dedicate some of that time to both in matches and in training mode. Here on the screen is a simple checklist of things that I like to do when it comes to learning a new game or learning a new character. Now, you may feel like you're overwhelmed, but you don't have to follow this list exactly. It's just a good way to begin and get started. If at any point during our learning phase we feel lost and don't know what to do to improve, that's when we should play actual matches. It's okay to get beaten up. It is completely okay to lose because we're learning from each loss, and with each loss we also learn what we need to improve on. But before we can talk about what each character does or how to play the game, what we need to talk about is our button layout. Here on the screen, you can see both the standard layout and the classic layout. I personally prefer using the standard layout as it feels a lot more natural in my hands whenever I'm playing. Everyone has different preferences and not everyone uses the same layout, but you do need to decide on a layout that works for you long term. One of the biggest differences between each character in Sparking Zero is that each character has a unique special move that separates them from one another. These special moves can range from Kamehamehas to Big Bang attacks and many others. Learning what these do and where they can be best used is usually important and can help you define what your character is best at. Now, going back to that checklist I mentioned earlier, you probably want to start learning a combo or two. This helps a lot for when you finally get into a match and help you not feel completely lost whenever you land a hit on your opponent. But here is a word of caution. Do not get too caught up in the combo vortex, at least not at first. It's very easy to trick ourselves into thinking we're making progress and improving at a game by simply learning a better or a more damaging combo, but if we can't learn the basic movements and the basic attacks of the game that let us hit our opponents in the first place, those combos become pointless. And truthfully, there will always be combos that are better than the combos that you're doing, and let people who are combo gods, combo fiends, dedicate their time to learn those combos. There will always be a right place and a right time to learn those additional, new, faster, better, advanced combos. But of course, if combos are what you're enjoying, don't let me discourage you from learning them. Next, let's talk about some of the system mechanics. You know, the quirks, the little quirky things about the game that make the game feel unique when it compared to other anime fighters. Yeah, well, I don't want to get too in depth about it in this video as it may confuse a lot of the beginners who are playing this game for the very first time. But I do want to give you at least a basic understanding of Sparking Zero's system mechanics. Now, to name a few of the system mechanics, we do have Rush Chain, which is how we can start our basic combos. Additionally, we also have Dragon Dash Recovery. This is basically how we get back into the fight whenever our opponent knocks us back. And lastly, one of the ones I'll mention here because I think it's super slick is Sonic Sway. This one consumes your ki, but it gives you that sweet Ultra Instinct feeling whenever we're counterattacking our opponent. There are dozens of system mechanics in Sparking Zero, so try not to overwhelm yourself and focus on the primary objective, and that is improving while having fun. But if you do want to learn more, make sure you subscribe to the channel or follow me on Twitch where you can catch me live, again at twitch.tv/whatdanieldo. So do that, don't miss out, and let me know what you guys think overall. Okay, so now you got the basics. You know your character movement options, you have a simple combo or two to work your offense, and now you know some of Sparking Zero's biggest system mechanics. What now? Well, it's time to play some matches. Don't worry too much if things don't go well at first. They probably won't, if I'm being honest with you. They probably won't go too well, but that's okay because remember, you're learning, and it's really close to impossible to learn a bunch of things at once and have it all come together immediately. So be patient with yourself. Always remember to practice 1 or 2 things at a time and be honest about what you think is most important to practice next. But what do you do if we do the whole checklist and can't figure out what to do next? Personally, I like to watch my own recorded replays and make a list of things I suck at. The truth is that a lot of us suck when it comes to watching our own gameplay. We don't understand what we're doing wrong, why we're losing, how we're losing, what caused us to lose. The truth is, a lot of us aren't honest with ourselves. So if you aren't able to be honest with yourself, it's going to be really difficult for you to improve. The best way to do this is by honestly watching your own gameplay. And if you don't like watching your own gameplay, ask your friend for advice. They will be honest with you. They'll tell you what you need to improve on. That way, when next time you play them, you'll be more prepared. You go into the training room, you test out a couple of things that you learned from your friend, from a video that you watch or anything like that, and you'll be able to improve in the long run. Remember, the goal is to improve. So let's just go ahead and continue improving together. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything, please consider subscribing to the channel or letting me know what you want to learn more of down below. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is a brand new game, so I'm sure a lot of new things will develop in the upcoming year. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm just as excited as everybody else, but I'll be back with more content soon, so thank you for watching.
This is it. I'll finish him. Special Wings Cannon! You got me!